On the 24th September 2017, Angela Merkel was re-elected as German Chancellor, with her party gaining most of the votes. That will make it Merkel's fourth term, and it's a good reason for us to look more deeply into the life of a politician who, without a doubt, plays a major role worldwide. At the time of her birth, 9 years after the end of World War II, Germany was divided into the socialist East and the capitalist West. Even though those two countries were economically and politically separated, the border crossings were still open, and between 1954 and 1961 over 3 million people used that opportunity to escape to West Germany. Merkel's father was an evangelical pastor in Hamburg. But in 1954, just a few weeks after Merkel was born, the family made the unusual step to move east into a small village inside East Germany. Merkel's father had received a letter from the local evangelical church that offered him a pastorate, and so he took the challenge to work as a priest in a country that persecuted the churches. Especially in the early years of East Germany, the socialist state aggressively enforced its atheist policy, for example by forbidding Merkel's mother Herlind to work as a teacher because of her husband's work in the church. The socialist state also took harsher actions against those fleeing the country, and in 1961 began with the construction of the Berlin Wall that made it impossible to cross the border and escape.
The first political event during my childhood that I distinctly remember is the building of the Berlin Wall, 50 years ago. I was 7 years old at the time. Seeing the grown-ups around me, even my parents, so stunned that they actually broke out in tears, was something that shook me to the core. My mother's family was separated through the building of the wall.
Merkel was a student with excellent grades, who began studying physics at the Karl Marx University in Leipzig. She later worked as a scientist at the Academy of Sciences in East Berlin, where she also met her future husband. October 7, 1989. The East German regime has organized marches in East Berlin to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the socialist state. Inside the Palace of the Republic, speeches are held, and officials lift their glasses in celebration, just as if everything is normal, pretending not to hear the loud whistling sound that comes from outside. Thousands of citizens have been demonstrating for weeks all over the country, and on this day they stand just outside the palace, demanding change, freedom of travel and of expression.
Astonishing news from East Germany, where the East German authorities have said, in essence, that the Berlin Wall doesn't mean anything anymore.
On the 9th of November 1989, after 40 years of division, the Berlin Wall collapsed, and the East German state with it. And as this was the beginning of a new era in the history of Germany, it also marked a new chapter in Angela Merkel's life. She began to publicly engage in politics and became a member of the Christian Democratic Party. In 1990, the first unified German elections were held, in which she was elected to parliament and shortly afterwards became minister under Chancellor Helmut Kohl. In 1994, she became Minister for the Environment and Nuclear Safety. When Helmut Kohl lost elections against the Social Democrat Gerhard Schröder in 1998, Merkel became the hope for a new beginning inside her party, but was not able to become candidate for Chancellor until the year 2005, where in a spectacular close election she defeated Schröder and became Germany's first female Chancellor.